Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Discover and Learn. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. In order to speak English fluently and confidently, there are a lot of factors which define how quickly or how easily you're going to speak English or learn to speak English. Right? It's not very easy. It's a journey, which I always tell you. It's a journey. It takes time, but there are lots of factors which influences your journey, right? Like, for example, how much time you're putting in, how do you practice, what is your methodology, and the most important thing is your study plan. Right? How you are defining your goals, how you are trying to achieve your goals, what system has you built to achieve that goal of speaking in English fluently and confidently. So guys, today I'm going to talk about that system or that methodology or that study plan which will help you to achieve your goal of speaking in English fluently and confidently, easily, quickly, and effortlessly. Yes. On that note, guys, if you haven't subscribed my channel, do subscribe my channel, press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost. Don't forget to like and share my videos and do write your comments in the comment section. Now let's get started. So what is a study routine or a study plan? Don't take this as a burden. It's just that you need to outline something. You need to be consistent in doing things which will help you to speak English fluently and confidently. It doesn't require much of your efforts. It doesn't mean that, coming up with a study plan is something, it should be a 9 hours plan or 6 hours plan or 5-hour plan. No, it is not necessary. It's just that we are putting it in a piece of paper so that we don't forget what we have to do. Okay, to remind you of what you need to do today, what you need to do tomorrow. Okay, if 10 minutes you have time every day, that is fine. I'm not talking about the entire 6 hours, 5 hours or 10 hours plan. The plan is very simple. I'm just going to tell you the effective ways in which you can become fluent and confident easily, quickly, and effortlessly. It's just that you can divide it as per your convenience. If you have 10 minutes every day, you can divide for a month. Probably you can listen for 10 minutes. Another month for 10 minutes, you can start reading something. For another month for 10 minutes, you can start speaking, right? So you can do n number of things. You can do whatever suits you according to your interest, your time, according to your convenience. You can use this plan. It's just that I'm just trying to put things together, the effective ways in which you can start speaking in English fluently and confidently. Okay, and what all things you need to include in your study plan. You can divide it according to your time and according to your pace. Okay, so the first and the foremost thing you need to do is reading. Reading is a very good exercise, guys. I know a lot of us are not interested in reading at all. Okay, but at least for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, give some time to reading. You can take a newspaper for that matter and just read one article. Dedicate that time to reading. Read a newspaper article. Pick up a magazine and read one article from there. If you don't want to read from a book, you can take your mobile and you can just browse any news site and you can just read any article. Read. I am not talking about watching or listening here. Okay, I am talking about reading. If you don't want to read the actual newspaper, you can just go and Google, browse some news on your mobile phone and start reading one article. And reading also, you have to read out loud. Okay, so get into the practice of reading at least for 5 minutes to 10 minutes every day. This is really going to help you guys. Why I'm saying this, I'm going to tell you now. Reading is a very helpful exercise. First thing, it will help you to get familiar with the language, the words, the pronunciation, the vocabulary, the sentence construction and everything else. So you will be able to read it out. Reading out loud will help you with your muscle movement, get familiar with the voice, the tone, the rhythm, the intonation, all of it with all these things. Okay, so that is why your muscle movement, your familiarity with the words, the pronunciation, the tone, rhythm, intonation, lots of things, right? Which reading only can help you with. So you have to read out loud at least for 5 to 10 minutes every day. Okay, so what you can do is, it's just that, you have to dedicate, you have to come up with a study plan. Doesn't mean it has to be at a stretch. Like, from 7 to 8 o'clock, I am going to study English for 10 minutes reading, 10 minutes this, 10 minutes that. No, you can divide it the whole day. Divide it in 12 hours. Okay, so in the morning when you get up and you have time, you can just practice 5 minutes reading there. Okay, and then you go and get ready and have breakfast and go to your work, office, college, whatever you want to. You start doing your job. Okay, then when you get time, then practice something else. Then when you're sleeping, just 5 minutes before that, you practice something else. So you have to dedicate time like this. So whenever you get time, 5 to 10 minutes, you just practice reading. This is really going to help you a lot in understanding the language and getting familiar with the language, or getting familiar with speaking the language. That will be better description of it. Okay, so you're getting familiar with speaking the language. Okay, so this is first thing, you have to practice reading at any cost, guys. Do it and you'll get to know the difference. Okay, coming to the second thing is, of course, listening is very important. You have to immerse yourself in English, and you have to create an environment around you in English. This is also very necessary. So this has to be simultaneous. Reading practice and listening practice is something which has to go hand in hand. You have to do it every single day. Okay, so listening is very easy. You can just club it with your habits. So when you can practice listening, when you're traveling to your job location, or you're traveling to your school or college or anywhere, if you are not driving, okay, you can put your headphone on and can listen to any piece of information which is in English. You can watch a movie, you can watch a podcast, you can watch a series, you can watch a sports commentary, you can watch TED Talks, right? A comedy show or a cooking show or any show which you enjoy. So you can start watching that or listening to that. I'll club listening and watching together because, at times people don't like listening, they like watching. So it's the same, like you are hearing something, but it's just that listening is, you're able to focus more while listening than watching, because when you're watching, you're looking at something. So probably at times you don't focus on what is being said. You focus more on screen and what is happening there. Okay, so that is why listening is the priority. You can watch also, that's fine, but listening is a priority because you can focus 100% on what is being said. Okay, so while you're traveling, while you are eating your food, or while you are sitting and relaxing, or you are going to sleep, before that, you don't go to bed and you sleep immediately, right? It takes some 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour time to sleep. Okay, so before that, you just put your headphone on and you can just listen to some piece of information, useful information in English, which will help you to understand the language well, focus on the vocabulary, focus on the pronunciation, focus on how the sentence is constructed, focus on how that thing has been described. Okay, so all these things you have to focus on. You have to grasp things. You should try to understand the idea of it, what is being said in that conversation or in that video. Okay, so that is very important. So listening is very important. And while listening, you have to make sure that you listen to different topics. This is very important. If you listen to different topics, don't start listening to similar things. Like if you're very much interested in sports, you just listen to sports commentary only. If you're interested in a cooking show, you just listen to cooking shows only. No, don't do that. Try different topics, different subjects. You can listen to doctors, you can listen to news, you can listen to sports, you can listen to any travel vlogs. These are very interesting. You can listen to TED Talks. TED Talks had a variety of topics where people come and speak on, and it's very informative. You will get to learn a lot. You'll get to know a lot of things. So that will increase your knowledge. And once your knowledge is increased, you will find it much easier to speak. So that is why while listening, you have to focus on knowledge. You have to gain knowledge about different topics. That should be your intention while listening. So that is why choose a piece of information which will help you to increase your knowledge on different subjects and different topics so that you can speak on it well. Okay, so that should be your focus, and that is why you have to practice listening. Third one is writing. Why writing? It has helped me, guys. That is why I include writing in everything. Now, writing doesn't mean that you have to write an essay or a story or, a script before speaking. You don't have to do that. It's just that whenever you want to speak about something, or whenever you are reading something, or whenever you're listening to any piece of information, just make sure that, at the end of it, you can just note down the ideas. Okay, so for example, 5 minutes you have given to reading. You are reading an article on education or pollution. Now you'll get to know a lot of stuff about pollution or education in that video or in that article when you are reading it. So after that, make it a point. You can open your mobile notes section of your mobile or whatever you want to, and just jot down the main ideas what you have understood. Like regarding pollution, you can jot down the ideas. Types of pollution, first is. Second is, what causes pollution? Or what are the pollutants? What are the effects of pollution? And last, the remedies or how you can stop pollution. So you can jot down these ideas so that it's easier for you to speak up. The best thing is put it in the form of a question. Write the topic, put your ideas in the form of a question, so that if tomorrow you have to practice speaking in English, you can just take your notes and see about pollution. Oh, these are the questions, and start answering those questions. It will be much, much, much easier for you guys. That will be a notes for you. It will help you in future. So whenever you're reading an article on anything, whenever you're listening to any piece of information, at the end of it, make sure 5 minutes or 2 minutes you give to jotting down the ideas. In the form of a question will be better, or whatever you like. It's very simple. So it will not take even 1 minute or 2 minutes of yours. Just jot down the ideas in the form of a question so that tomorrow if you have to speak on these topics, you know what you have to talk about. Okay, so that is the idea of writing exercise. Just jotting down the ideas in the form of a question, which will help you in speaking when you're actually speaking on that topic. So this is another thing. The last one is, of course, practice. Speaking practice. As I said, whatever you're reading, whatever you are listening to, whatever you are watching, jot down your ideas in the form of a question. And once you get time to speak, take that diary, take that note in front of you and start speaking on that topic with those ideas or with those questions. Start answering those questions. You will see it will be much easier for you to practice on those topics. Right? And since you have heard it, you have listened to it, you have watched it, it will be much easier for you to speak on it. So revise it the same day. Okay, probably in the morning you have read something and you have written that idea. Okay, what you have to speak on, how you can speak about it. Afternoon, you got time and you have listened to some information, some piece of information, the podcast or any talk show or a chat show or TED Talk, anything you have listened to on a particular topic, and you have written down the ideas again in the form of a question. Now, maybe by evening or before dinner, you got time to speak, like you have dedicated some time for speaking practice. Take out that notes and take out the diary and start speaking on that topic with those clues or with those questions. Start answering those questions. it will be much easier for you to practice, guys. Take it from me, start doing this from today and do it for a month at least, and you will see how easy it is for you to start speaking in English easily, quickly, and effortlessly. Trust me on this. I have done this. I know it has worked for me and it has worked for a lot of people. I always give this advice whenever I take any soft skill class. And this has helped a lot of people. They have given me this feedback. So I just thought of sharing this information with you, like how you can structure or plan your routine or study routine so that it's much easier for you to speak on it. It's much easier for you to achieve that goal. So these are put these systems in place. Like you have to read for 10 minutes every day, 5 to 10 minutes. Listen to any piece of information for at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. The next system is you have to write whatever you have heard or listened or watched or read, right? So it has to be simultaneously. Everything is interconnected. Reading, writing, and listening are interconnected, because after reading, you have to write. After listening to any piece of information, you have to write. And while speaking, you have to refer to this writing or this piece of information which you have written down, or these ideas or clues which you have written down in the form of a question or any other form of a statement. You can just take that help in while speaking. So it will be much easier for you to practice. Make this a part of your daily routine and start practicing in this way every single day for at least a month to see the difference. So guys, I'm sure this technique or this study plan will help you in achieving your goal of speaking English fluently and confidently. And it will also make your journey easy, quick, and effortless. It's a guarantee. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep watching, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye.